this around. I am at the world famous Apollo Theater here in New York City, and I missed the memorial service. But I wanted to be known that I was here, let everybody know that I intended to show up or whatever. I literally got the information, 8:30 this morning. So for me coming in from Connecticut and doing all that took a minute, but I got here. So I just wanted to say R.I.P to KaySlay. Definitely one of the pioneers and founders, not just hip hop, but just in general, this, you know what I mean? This, have all his contributions and everything like that. And I know I went over that in the previous live and all that stuff, but I really want to say R.I.P to KaySlay. There would not be another like him probably for a while, you know, if ever. And if it does, it's going to be in a totally different period, you know, like I always say or whatever, you know. So give y'all another shot right here at Apollo Theater. Let me try to zoom in on this a little bit for y'all. I've done lives up here before, but y'all see right there. You know what I mean? So it's a shame that he passed, man, and I hopefully they won't be just like most other. Hopefully it won't be just like most other artists, like DMX. They had his memorial here at the Apollo. A couple other people, you know what I'm saying? So hopefully they won't be forgotten as wet quickly, especially. I hate when these guys that have been in hip hop for years, these are the guys I listened to when I was a kid, and the older guys, they were playing it, you know what I'm saying? So I heard the music, and it's just sad, man, that come to that. He was only 55 years old, so he was real young, in my opinion. Again, here's a, 1 second, NYC, NYPD, and that all stuff and stuff. It's Apollo Theater. Like I said, I was hoping to make it here. Come check out my man KaySlay and his memorial. It was someone definitely to be remembered, someone definitely to be honored. And I think everybody's gonna miss him, man. At least, hopefully it will last longer than just a week. You know? We've grown to not draw empathy the same way as we used to previously in society. So, you know, there's a lot of different temperaments out here that, you know, it is what it is. But we're gonna make the best of the day. I'm gonna go live with you guys in a few here. Turn this back around. Like I said, one more time, it's a world famous Apollo Theater. I'm gonna go live with you guys on topic today. Since I'm here now, here, let me turn this back around. Since I'm here now, and I'm really upset that I missed the memorial. I'm real upset about that because, man, listen, let me take a few more minutes on this. Whether it was the KaySlay Renegades mixtapes that came later, I think, or whether it was just the joints. Like, I used to cop them right here. Let me tell y'all something. I used to get mixtapes. This was back when I first started in the music industry. So I was like running around doing yeah, this is a perfect story to tell you guys before I leave here. Running around, still doing what I had to do to get from CT to this office at 1540 Broadway in Manhattan. That was a BMG building, right? So we would rush. Like, I would leave out of Connecticut probably like 5:30 in the morning. I lived on the shoreline at the time. So I would like get up at like 5 something, get dressed, have to be at the office by 10. We'd be moving out around about 10:30, 11 o'clock or whatever our assignment was for that day, right? So we would be out there and we would be just at it, chopping. This spot, that spot, putting up poster boards, all that good shit. You know what I mean? And believe it or not, one of the main things that happened was, right, we began to like get sleep deprivation out of that shit. Some people stopped showing up. That was one funny thing. But my hustle was I would go down to Canal Street or I would come over here to 125 or whatever. It ain't even existing no more, so it ain't like you tell it. But I would come over here or I would go to Brooklyn. That would be my other spot. I got mixtapes, DVDs. I had all that shit, Smack DVDs, all that. So when I was down here, the very last day before I go back to CT, I would cop everything because I knew everybody was going to come down here. They ain't know down here like I did. My uncle, everybody, I lived here, went to school here for a little bit. So, you know, I know the territory. I know the trains. I know how to get where I need to get to, whatever. So it was funny because every time I would come to the office, right before I leave, I always had this big, huge duffel bag. And Sean Press used to ask me, or like, yo, finally he asked me rather, he said, yo, what the fuck is in that duffel bag? So I opened up the duffel bag, and I knew it was him, Malcolm Miles, and then he went over and got James Cruz to show, yo, look at this nigga, he got everything. I had the bag packed. Like, I would never go and get no less than like 50 to 100 of them at the time. You know what I'm saying? And I do that all under the guise. Let me pull this back. I do that all under the guise of like, y'all see me? I do this all out of the guise of, right? I do this all out of the guise of one day. I was trying to be consistent at being at that office because I knew it led to opportunities. You understand what I'm saying? So you could almost say KaySlay funded my way, not even indirectly, directly. The only mixtapes they wanted was Envy, who else? I say Envy, Big Mike, who was the other dude? Envy, Big Mike, Clinton Sparks, and there was one other dude too. I'm trying to think. Who Kid? Those were the joint. If I had them right there, I'm good money. It didn't matter what was on them. They didn't give a shit. It's a new freestyle by J.R. Ryder. All right, give it to me. You know what I mean? That's where KaySlay was from. And so I remember when the guys were down here. Shout out to I remember two of them, man. There was this one kid named Party Artie. R.I.P. to that kid. Crazy freestyler. I saw them right down the block down here live. It was me and my man Shells. He's a rapper for the Bronx. He was on J Records' first signee as far as a rapper. And he was on one of Alicia Keys remixes. Shout out to Shells, man. I haven't seen him in a very long time, but I saw the interview we did with Queen's Flip. That was dope. Let me tell you something, man. I like the mixtape game, if you ever saw it or you witnessed it, or if you're young enough and you remember it, that mixtape game was something serious. Like, there was a lot of guys making money off that. I was one of them. They go my $2. Let me get my double ups, you know what I mean? Go back, sell them for 10. You know, I made a lot of money off that shit. They funded my whole little journey going back and forth from CT to wherever. Let me show y'all one more time at the world famous Apollo Theater. I was trying to make it here. I'm gonna zoom in for y'all. Give me 1 second to zoom. I was trying to make it for the KaySlay Memorial, and that just didn't happen. Y'all get to see. I ain't filming you. So, dude looking at me like I'm filming him. Like, I don't want you in the camera, brother. You good. I try to keep, y'all know that. I keep people out the camera. Fuck that. I don't know who on the camera. These police, they be scooping through everything nowadays. Yes, you do. You had it on camera 3 years ago. No, I didn't. I learned that in fucking college. Don't film everything. Everything ain't great to film. Harlem, you already know. What's going on? Gabriel Martin. What's going on, man? Yeah, I tried to make it here for KaySlay's thing, and I was just a little late, man. I think it was just because of the train where I was leaving. Like, it was crazy because I had just missed the train when I got there, right? And then so I had to wait for a continuing train to come after that behind it. And that took like 45 minutes because it's the weekend. So the shit was like, it was kind of dizzy, you know what I mean? But yeah, I'm in Harlem, man. I never leave New York City alone, you know what I'm saying, ever. Like, that'll never happen. I worked here, I lived here, went to school here, you know, I got friends here still that I come visit. Like, I'm never gonna leave New York. But I think New York is tragic today because they lost one of their best, which was DJKaySlay, you know. They put in the rest today. Or had at least his memorial. I'm not exactly sure on everything, but I'm upset that I missed it. I didn't care what star was out here or who I was going to link with. I hadn't seen in a long time. I haven't seen a lot of people physically in the music industry for a minute because I didn't talk on the phone, interact through social media, all that, but not the in-person like it once was. Like I was around, I think the last person I was around was Casanova. I believe it was Casanova. And we interviewed him at Power Moves Makers. Shout out to Sean Prez. Shout out to Rich Dollars. Go catch them on Instagram every Wednesday at 7 p.m. talking relationships plus more, the boys club. You'll see me in there in the chat, talking mine. I grew up on KaySlay mixtapes. A lot of people grew up on KaySlay mixtapes. I know you had to. I just mentioned that just a minute ago. I used to buy them right here in 125th, or I go to Canal Street, or I go to somebody's basement, up an attic. Like, shit have 4 floors, shit be hidden back there, all kinds of shit. Where you taking me, Wayne? Who else back this motherfucker? You know what I mean? But yeah, man, you had to be there. That's all I can say. You had to be there, you know? So it's unfortunate that we lost him. And a lot of people just in general in the entertainment business. How you doing, bro?
All right, bro.
All right now. It's a shame that we're missing a lot of people in the entertainment business in general. So it's like the main thing, like I said, I remember when they had DMX's funeral here, or procession here rather, and a couple other people too, famous people. And you won't speak of Ozzie Davis. They won't speak of DMX too much anymore, unless it's like the 1 year anniversary after his death or something like that. You don't talk about it no more. So the key thing to do is keep these guys' memories alive. Cherish some of their traditions. Cherish some of the stuff they embraced. You know, that's what I would say about KaySlay. Embrace everything that he did. Follow through with hip hop as a genre, not a fucking tool to do like this demonic shit that y'all doing right now. I talk about that all the time. I come from the shit. There's nothing you can tell me. I watched the transition of rappers to trap. I watched the transition of it. I even say it went as far as we're the ones that between, let's say this, between Bad Boy and between Atlantic Records and Interscope. Because that's what Soulja Boy's bounced over to. Soulja Boy and Wayne brought in that style. And I say that to this day. You owe your homage to Soulja Boy and Wayne. They're like your grandfathers. A dog for real, that's right, man. He said, I met DMX, he came out to the dress and barking. Yo, DMX was wild and he was short. He was short. I met him, 3 times or whatever? Not like other artists, but I met him like 3 or 4 times. X was cool. I never was in the compliment of him more than a few minutes during those interactions, but still, nevertheless, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to him, man. Shout out to DMX. R.I.P to him. They had him in a whole monster truck coming right up 125th here. You know what I mean? We used to get into all kinds of shit over here too. This is all 125th guy familiar with Harlem, New York. It's not NY. It's a real NY. Right there on the bus, as you can see. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. Y'all hit those like buttons too. Y'all in the chat and everything else. Hit the like button, please. I need those likes. I need comments. I need all that. We try to keep this channel going, man. I'm gonna talk about that Hassan thing and all that shit that's going on. Hassan, if y'all was on the live today, do y'all not notice he reiterated a lot of shit that I said? And I told y'all before, I said everybody follows me. Because everybody want to find out what I'm gonna say, and I don't say nothing. That's what surprises everybody. I don't say, I'm from the old guild. We don't talk, you know? I don't do that. And this is why I don't do that. And you see what's going on right there, you know what I mean? I'm glad that KaySlay, even though he's laid to rest now, I'm glad that didn't come from that type of energy, to be quite honest with you. We got the girls out here laughing at us because of the choices we're making, you know, like everybody can't be a fucking entrepreneur. Everybody can't be a fucking, you know, whatever salesman or whatever, you know. I'm not saying that because I went to college just because of that or whatever, even though I don't have to sit around and articulate and trying to find myself all the time and pontificate. I feel that, I don't know, out in Connecticut, that doesn't work for me. You know, doesn't work for me. They want to see you natural, you know, and the more natural you are, the more, in my opinion, the more opportunities you get. That's what happened with me, you know. I went to Bad Boy acting myself. I didn't put on any fronts for people or anything like that or whatever. So you get a lot of guys that's influenced by this music, and now they put on these acting moves, you know what I'm saying? And I just didn't want to see hip hop going that direction, but in a lot of reasons, I helped facilitate it. All across the tri-state, I helped facilitate it, and internationally. Us and everybody went to the marketing department. But for some reason or another, a lot of guys can't come to the contention that we did have something to do with it. So it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. So is there any way to reverse it? Not at all. There's no way to reverse it at this point. The only thing you could do is change the tempo of the music. The music sonically is the problem. I know, listen, everybody you could think of, Steve Dickey, Far Out Flow, who did Troy Ave's first project, Cardi B's first project. I forgot what that bald-headed chick's name was from Love and Hip Hop. and a few other artists that tried to go beyond that. He worked directly with DJ Self right out of Daddy's House recording studio. So I've recorded with some of the best guys, man, and I can tell you straight up and down, like, the music and the tempo and the sequence of notes is repetitive. It really is. It's like every artist must have that pattern or they can't invoke that flow unless they're real good artists. Like I've seen 21 Savage, he can kind of do it. Drake can definitely do it, but he needs assistance. Preferably Lil Durk, I say most of the time he works better with him. But they should do a whole album together, really. Instead of doing something with Future, you should do a whole album with Durk. I think people would like that. But I'll tell you this much. Sonically, the sound has changed, and with that tone, it invokes like I don't want to go as far as a demonic spirit, but what it invokes is a certain temperament. That's a better word, way to put it. And that frequency has been used over and over and over and over and over again. Give me 1 second, y'all. No music theory, that sound has been in different genres over the years, over and over and over and over again. It's like whether you go back to classical music, whether you go back to the 1920s when they had swing music, blues music. I forgot what his name was, Robert something. He was one of the first guys, and where the notoriety of the story comes from. He made a pact with the devil for his music career. So this kind of like attitude or temperament from the music has lasted a long time, a long time. It was even there when I was in the music industry. It was there, and I ain't been out that long, and I'm still not out, But the temperament of the music, the octave notes of music, they all invoke emotion. You know what I mean? It's the same thing back when they had the mosh pits and you had rock and rollers. That tone invoked a certain temperament. And I think that's what you see with these kids nowadays. You're seeing them react off a temperament that's being created very easily. Like, I'll give you an example. When you heard some of these guys mumble rappers, it's because they're utilizing something that we used to utilize in the studio, which was this. If we go in the studio and I'm doing a track raw, right? Like my song Ratchet, that was raw. I went in there, punch in, done with the song. You know what I mean? So the way we would get there is we would start out by humming. So I'd be like, what was that song, Timmy Turner, by, what's this guy's name, Designer. I ain't said his name in a long time. It was really made like that. Dun, 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 on the blood on the furnace. Dun, 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 dun. So this was the same thing we would use. We used that same pattern, but we would do it when we were rapping. So like Jay-Z is famous for this, Lil Wayne, this is why he's able to freestyle so well or whatever, because we all came from that. What these kids did was they took that, or whoever saturated around the information around in the studio when new clients started coming in. So they started teaching them the same thing, but they utilized it a different way. And now the beats that were being offered to them, there's one solid note and octave almost every time. It can't be at an 808 because that's too slow. So it has to be in the temperament of at least 125 or better in BPM, what you used to call it. I don't know what they call it now. If it's not that, it's not gonna work. It comes out real bland, melodic, kind of even tone. It doesn't give you the same effect as it's an evoking an emotion. And that emotion usually turns into a temperament of, well, something on the negative side. So it's like almost like you're a slave to the music. It was the same thing in the mosh pits with rock music. Punk music had their era when they had it. This is why you hear of artists like, what's that guy's name? Osbourne. I forgot what, Ozzy Osbourne. Him, Jefferson Airplane, many other music artists, back when they had records actually. You used to play the records backwards and they have messages in them, or the lyrics will be reversed, whatever the case. So this has always existed. This is your turn. It's just your turn, that's it. So I don't want to have nobody discouraged. I'm just saying change the way you're creating the music. I'm not saying you got to go back to the old regiment or any of that silly shit. I'm just saying change the temperament of the music. If you don't change the temperament of the music, you're going to keep seeing the same problems happen over and over and over and over again, which is this. It's not necessarily the violence that comes with it, it's the attitude that comes with it. The attitude is worse than the violence. The attitude actually invokes the violence. psychologically anyway. You can ask any psychologist, and I don't think they would disagree. Looking at DCM, it'll have a number of different ailments associated with that. Paranoid schizophrenia, a whole bunch of other shit. So, you know what I mean? I'm just telling you. Be careful of the music you saturate, at least for the next 2 or 3 years. I honestly and truthfully think that's why Kendrick stepped away. Kendrick Lamar, because now he just announced a new album. I think that's why he stepped away, because he saw that didn't fit. I think that's why you don't see as much of J. Cole as you could see of J. Cole. J. Cole can come out with a new album every 6 months if he wanted to. He's got material he's sitting on. You could take, I got material I'm sitting on. I'm releasing songs that I never released before from Daddy's house. You know what I mean? So he's got probably an average, probably 300 cuts he could go through and be like, you know what, there's at least 10 in here that I like. You know what I mean? So I think that's why those artists stepped back. A couple other artists stepped back. I saw Stolly. Y'all remember Stolly from Ohio, signed to Maybach Music. He's gone. Rick Ross owns a Wingstop right down the street here. So I just, I'm kind of confused where it's going to or whatever. And I just like to see some of these older guys, 35 and over, start speaking up more. Shout out to Doggy Diamond. Shout out to Kareem. Shout out to Jesus Christ. I gotta even say Hassan, because previous to Hassan's debacle, he was on something else. So shout out to Hassan Campbell too, the direction at least he was going. I don't think you're gonna be able to escape that. I won't talk about that another time. I think you know, but hopefully you'll still keep the same message. Not be talking about beefing and all that stuff. You know, I don't think that works out best, brother. But good luck to you. Other thing I like to say, man, there's a couple other bloggers out there. They might not have the same following as me, the same numbers. They might not have the same views or whatever, but you're better off listening to someone that has fewer followers than someone that has a lot of followers. When you get somebody that has a lot of followers, not all the time, but a lot of times, they got a narrative they got to play out. And if they don't play out that narrative, the audience won't come back for one, and then two, the trajectories in which they're trying to go to, you know, major media in a lot of cases, talk shows, some people have plans for, they make it also. So, you know, they'll say anything. That's all I'm saying to you. They won't be honest or whatever. I have nothing to prove. I've already done it. I have absolutely nothing to fucking prove. You know what I mean? So I try to do what the other guys didn't do, which was, hey, get out here and say something. You know what I'm saying? Or you're just going to continue to let it happen. Because all of you got a birthday, and all of you going to be 50, 60 years old one day, and you're going to sit back, you're going to say, I could have stopped all this shit when I was 35, 40. All they had to do was turn on the camera and utilize it for something better. So I think that's why everybody like me. I say different shit. I don't know. I curse, I smoke cigarettes. I'm a New England boy and a New York boy. That's what we do. Go to taverns and shit like that. You know what I mean? I make no mistake about it. But this is my home, New York City, tri-state, New Jersey, New York, and I can speak for definitely Connecticut. The same shit is happening. You know what I mean? Wide scale. So, how'd she say, Miss Pearly on Friday Part 3? Today is the day you motherfuckers start kicking in. Y'all need to start kicking in. All the guys that I know that have been in the music business, still are in the music business, still making millions in the music business. Come back at home. A lot of y'all live in Miami. A lot of y'all live in freaking Calabasas and every freaking where else. And you come here like every other, I don't know, year and a half or so. So, you know, you guys got to do something better than that and invest in some of these places. Invest in the shipping container homes I've been telling you guys about. Invest in, you know what I mean? A whole bunch of different ailments can be resolved easily most of the time. You know what I mean? I'm trying not to get hit by a car, y'all. But ailments they can always be obtained somehow or another. You just got to like put the faith in it. So if motherfuckers is putting faith into buying Jeeps, buying diamonds or whatever, I done seen rapper after rapper go broke. You know what I mean? I done seen singer after singer go broke. That is a fact. You know what I mean? In fact, one of them from here, two of them from here, right here in Harlem, on this side. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to 150 Bradhurst, a couple other spots around here. We did the Woe video up there, one of the scenes anyway, there in Club Exit in the 50s. So I'm in that video too. Me, Rome, shout out to Rome, shout out to Mayor, who else? Chris, who else was there? Little Bad Boy, I think he was in there too. Loveless, man. We in that video, the Notorious video. I wasn't there for when Big was alive, but I'm sure it was the time. But I recorded in 2 of the rooms that Big recorded in. I've recorded in the rooms most of the artists from Bad Boy recorded in, including Cassie or whatever, worked with the same producer. So it's dope, you know what I mean? But I'll tell you this much, man. Shout out to Far Flow, Steve Dickey again. Y'all been an inspiration. I sent Flo some information the other day so we can get his YouTube channel a little bit more up and at him. You know what I mean? I want to see that from him. We all on our way back or in different directions. I never in my life thought I'd be a fucking podcaster. Nostalgic, definitely, but this is the thing. Those guys are nostalgic. They older than us, way older than us. You know what I mean? So even though we're older, they older. We're just older. We're like, if you had to put it, I'm definitely not a Gen Xer to the extreme where they would be. Put it that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we had to say it straight, probably we'd be the youngest out of Gen Xers. You know what I mean? They're more so like the oldest out of the Gen X. Not even the Gen Xers, but damn near baby boomers. And some of those guys are like 50 plus something now. They're not as young as they appear. Like Benzino was like 57, 56, something like that now. I just noticed that when I saw that what was going on with him, and I'm glad that faded away quickly. I am. I like when stories like that it got some insidious means or something like that just fade out real quickly. I don't like that. I don't like it at all. But one thing I'll tell you is this, guys. Let me get up the sidewalk here before I get up out of here. One thing I tell you is this: make sure that you spread and share this live. Share it in your chat rooms. Share it in different social media sites, not just YouTube. Let's put it out there a little bit more, because the reason I'm saying that is I'm noticing, and I know a lot of y'all follow me, man. So we can stop the games. I got the app now. I can tell if you follow me. It's an emulator. So. You know what I mean? Like I'll set y'all up with the APK file so y'all can download it for yourself and everything. But I know who follows me. And I know a lot of famous people follow me. A lot of them I already had interaction with. Shout out to Jesus Christ, what is this guy's name, man? Big Head Gary from Rockefeller. Shout out to Choke No Joke that donated to me before. Did half of one of his shows where he was talking about Puff and included me. So shout out to Choke No Joke. I was just rocking with him yesterday on his chat room. I'm trying to think who else, man. There's a lot of people. Boyce Watkins, shout out to him. Sonetta, shout out to him. A couple other people, man. I say things about Sonetta sometimes because I'm like, if anybody will listen to anybody, they'll listen to him. You know what I'm saying? So it upsets me I don't see them out here no more. You know what I mean? It really upsets me I don't see those guys out here no more. Polite and all those guys, they were a real inspiration to the temperament before the pandemic started. You know what I mean? And so these guys, I really, really think are needed just for their presence. You know. I also say the other person I say is Nation of Islam. I like to see some of the guard from the Nation of Islam. They have them nationally. I grew up walking into households where Elijah Muhammad was playing. My ex, that I was with for 7 years, she's born, raised Muslim. You know, Hadia. So it's crazy to me that I don't see their influence out here right now across Chicago. Shout out to Net out there in Chi-Town. She's one of my long-time listeners right there. I talk to her all the time. I talk to her offline, you know what I mean, in real life. Who is that? Anton Queen, what's going on? Tanya Jansen, what's going on? I'd like to say rest in peace, KaySlay. Definitely rest in peace, KaySlay. Let me give y'all another shot right here. I'm at the world famous Apollo Theater right here. I'm gonna zoom in so y'all can see it a little bit better. I don't want to get nobody on the sidewalk or nothing. But I'm at the, what's the name? World famous Apollo Theater. But like I said, man, I'm used to it, man, but thank you, brother. I ain't got no cash on me, I would. All right, so like I was saying, man, I just hope that everybody shares the message, continues to honor the memory of KaySlay, continues to honor the memory of DMX, and a lot of other people that literally they've had their processions come through here over and over. I was out here when they had Ozzie Davis, I remember that. So it's like, it's R.I.P to that man. It's definitely a temperament of sadness. I missed the proceedings. I'm really mad about that. I really am. All because of a train difference. You know? What can you do, right? Anyway, guys, I'm gonna get up out of here. I'm not gonna do the promotion of anything right now. Just to be respectful of KaySlay's memory. I don't do that on posts like this. If y'all notice, we're talking about somebody's death. We're talking about somebody's disadvantage or something like that. I never mentioned Cash App. I never mentioned any of that stuff on here. I just think it's disrespectful and it's dishonoring the dead. So I don't do that shit, you know. But I wanted to say rest in peace to KaySlay, man. You guys share this link, hit that like button before I get up out of here. And I will be back with y'all live, and I'm gonna break down and talk about what I know so far, including the recording. If y'all haven't gone, check that out yet. With him on Clubhouse, Whack 100. I said I wasn't gonna throw up too much about it, but I caught that. It came by me, and I said, you know what? This is too influential not to say anything, because what it showed was, y'all look at this. This is dope. That is dope right there. These are dope, yeah. That's some little shorties right there. That was dope. What was I at, man? I had to catch those because that's a once in a lifetime. I don't see them that often riding up. That bug is crazy. I'll take a look around it in a second before I get them off here. Y'all want to see it now before I go? All right, I'm gonna do it now. Hey, yo, you guys mind if I record? The car? Oh, these ain't y'all. My phone. Hey, you guys mind if I record your cars? Just the cars. You guys mind? Thank you. Hey, you guys, you can check them out a little bit up closer. See the wheels on this. This is like the trikes in Miami. They set up like this. This is more like an old school roadster. Crazy. I don't know how well y'all can see the detail on that. That is crazy. Tires, everything. Look at this. This is crazy. Wheels on it, everything. Look at the suspension. That's crazy, y'all. Get around the front here. KaySlay, definitely. As the guys roll up or whatever, this is crazy right here. Nice. He got the back one. That's how high it sits off the ground. So this is fucking dope. It's a dope ride, man. Welcome. Hey, can I ask you, what is this paint? What is this, like some kind of speckle or something?
Yeah, that's all it is.
That is dope. I have never seen that before. That's what grabbed my eye to it. I was like, see the speakers and some more. That is bananas. This is just a one-seater. So this has one seat. I'm trying to get onto the other side of it. That is so dope. I mean, y'all guys can see it right here. That's the other side of it. It's only got one cockpit, so one person can ride. That's it. That is dopeness right there. These guys right here, they got the old school. It's dope. They got the wheel on the back and everything. I don't want to get their license plate. That's dope. All right, now let me get back to what I was talking about here. I wanted to show you guys those cars because you don't get to see those like that too many often. But I just wanted to say one thing. With that whole Hassan thing and everything like that, I threw up that clip because I wanted to throw up that clip with Whack in the Clubhouse room because of pure simple fact, I didn't want to try to expose anything or whatever. You expose yourself. You invited yourself into the room to explain whatever you were going to explain, and that's none of my business. I don't have anything to do with that, but what I wanted to show was, y'all guys need to kill this shit real quick. Everybody's saying it. I'm not the only one that's saying it. People in the industry, people out the industry, everybody's saying it. We need to let this go real quick because we're going to have some legal processions going on pretty soon or later. And it's going to come all prerequisite of that goddamn tape that's out. That Hassan, I really honestly and truthfully wish you wouldn't have done that. So I'm going to end this live. I want to say one more time, R.I.P. KaySlay. I would talk about that whole thing, the little portion. That actual whole clip is probably like an hour and 45 minutes. I threw up that clip because that clip was the only thing that was pertinent in the whole damn story. You know what I mean? Like, to be real honest with you, was really the only thing. So the rest of it was a bunch of yelling, screaming, kind of a copy of what you saw on DJ Academics, not much different. You know, and DJ Academics, man, you gotta, you're getting sloppy again, guy. You're getting sloppy again. And you being sloppy is gonna cause a lot of problems. You know, you're embracing a lot of people. I'll say this. Out of all the guys you could bring up here to the show, you could promote, how come you don't have any black artists? Or at the very least, other Latin artists? So I'm asking, you know? How come you don't have them up there? And I think if you did have them up there, it'd be different. I got 1 million bikes around me right now. Look at these guys. I thought it was just gonna be a few of them. These guys are rides right now. Look at this. It's New York City for you. They're on both sides of the street. I'm there with the Willie. All right. And y'all say what's up to my YouTube. I got 10,000. There you go. I don't give a fuck either. I hope he's fucking wrecked the cocksucking cracker. They are deep. Well, that was crazy right there. You got the rims and everything. All right, that's all of them. That was two good shots right there. When y'all say y'all got some cars, y'all got some freaking bicycles, y'all got everything. Y'all got everything in between. Ain't that motorcycles back down there. I like to see when the guys ride like that. So anyway, it's too close for me, bro. Anyway, that was great. You know, I got to do another live about that again too. I'll talk about that later. Anyway, long story short, man. R.I.P. KaySlay. I'll talk about the Hassan thing later. Go down below. Make sure y'all check out the audio. I'll add it into here too in the description box. You can just click it. It'll take you right to the link. Go in there and check that out. Hear what WAC 100 had to say. And the only reason I put up the information, because it wasn't in the debating mod, it was in him admitting that, yeah, that's what I said. It wasn't only him admitting that's what I said. It was him saying that he had got it from a rumor. You know, so you maybe shouldn't be talking about rumors like that on the phone. I'll talk to you guys in a little bit, man. Respect my footage. Hit up my Cash App, man. $STRINGERBELL80. Again, $STRINGERBELL80. I'll put the link in the description box. And also I'll put one in the paid link. I'm going to give y'all another shot at the Apollo Theater before I leave. R.I.P. KaySlay. Never be forgotten. And I just want to have at least a note I was here and everything like that. Let me give everybody a shout, man. Frank Matthews, what's going on, bud? Antoine Queen, what's going on? Tanya Johnson, what's going on? Gabriel Martin, what's going on? And then I know you in here, I see you. And everybody else, hit that damn like button, y'all. R.I.P. KaySlay. I'll talk to y'all in a little bit on the next one.